What's going on today, people? You already know what it is. Y.B.E.T.V. I got a email to my email account. This one comes from J Parks, 34. It reads, "What's up, G? Hope all is well with you and the family. Appreciate it. I have to say that you and Casanova gave me all the basic info needed to take this leap into the owner operator game. After 7 years with outlaw companies, one thing that has me puzzled though, companies say they are hiring for owner operators with such amount of home time. I thought that being an owner operator was about independency, responsibility, lifestyle, and freedom to work as much as you see fit. These companies make it seem though as though owner operator home time is at their discretion. Would you mind elaborating for me? Keep up the good work, fam. You cats are motivation for us, and it's all greatly appreciated. I'm sorry. Um, I'm sorry for that background noise. I think that's my sump pump. Yeah, it went off. Okay, basically, this is what happens, bro. It's not necessarily at their discretion. It's different with different companies. Um, when you are on an operator and you sign on with a company, basically what happens is you join a partnership, and they do have a say so in certain aspects of business, and they have their expectations as well as you have yours. Now you put yours on the table, and you know what I'm saying, they put theirs on the table. Some of the things you might be able to negotiate, but a lot of the things are just, they got the way that they want things done. And if you don't like it, you don't have to take them on as a partner. So that's how that works. And sometimes they say, well, we need freight ran on a consistent basis. We want you to run, you know, 6 days out the week, and the seventh day, every week you run, you own 1 day of home time as an owner operator. You know what I'm saying? And that's how some companies are. And some companies, like, you get with the Mercers and the Snyders and things like that, you just tell them, like, look, I'm going home. You just route yourself home, and you just let them know, like, I'm going home and I won't be back out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And they not going to say nothing. They not going to have a problem. But then you get into the companies like, okay, like the company that I deal with now. I'm signed on with Venture. And basically what happens is I just get certain weekends off, and if I want to take some home time, or if I want to take a week off, or like, hey, I'm about to go on a vacation, I just let them know. But for the most part, it's a dedicated account. And when they don't have like a replacement for me, so they have to expedite the freight, which means that they have to pay an outside carrier to come in and expedite the freight. And the rates are ridiculously high when they do that. So what I do is I just keep my home time to a minimum. I just take my regular off days. Most of the time I get Saturday and Sunday off, or I might have to work a Saturday. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on if it's a production Saturday or not. But to make a long story short, it's all about the company that you choose. That's number one. And number two is it's all about the communication. They do have a say so. Like, they don't, some companies, they be like, well, we don't want you, taking a million years home time, or 4 or 5 days in a row home time. We want you to minimize it to this, but you just like keep it up front, and you tell them that that's the type of home time you're looking for, and you just kind of work with your dispatcher for the most part. Some of them gonna work better than others, but if it's not a fit, just don't go with the company, and try to learn as much as you can about the home time policies on the front end of it before you end up all the way in New Jersey or all the way in Washington, thousands of miles away from home, trying to figure out if they're going to give you a load to get home, and they telling you, like, well, we can't do that. And another thing is, like, last but not least, this is what I want to tell you. When you thinking about stuff like that, bro, it depends on what area you're going. Like, if you really thinking about more home time, go with more of the local or the regional. Regional usually gets you home on weekends, or you get your 34 at home a lot of the time. You go through the house a lot more during the week when you're regional. When you OTR, when you over the road, like, most people that's over the road ain't really thinking about home time, because like they gonna send you from Texas to Oregon, from Oregon to Florida, from Florida to Utah, from Utah to to shit California. You know what I'm saying? So like, it is a little bit more difficult to find an over the road company that's gonna try to get you home every week or every 2 weeks. So and then another thing is outlaw. This is how I feel about outlaw, because that's your DOT rating. That's all I gotta say, bro. Like, that's your DOT rating you risking. So fuck all that outlaw shit, man. I'm not doing this outlaw shit. Like, they can outlaw on these nuts. Like, I'm not doing no outlaw shit, cause if you get caught doing that outlaw shit, for people who don't know what outlaw is, from what my understanding is, that's when you running like 2-3 law books and you just running and running and running, and until you get caught, until you get into that one accident that's a fender bender and they send your ass to jail because they find all 3 of those law books, and really go back to these shippers and these receivers and see that from you couldn't get from Texas to California in a day and a half legally. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful with that. And what I'll say is, when you do become an owner-operator, just do your research, man, and I think you're going to be fine, bro. Keep on doing what you're doing, man, and keep on watching, man. And I appreciate you watching. You already know what it is. If you don't want to end up in the box, think outside of it. YBE.
Drug dealing and killing is going on in my town. It don't take a killer to kill or a driller to drill. See, just being yourself is the definition of real.